Hi, welcome back to AFTV. Listen, people, I've got some breaking news for you. And funny enough, we've just left the studio when we was all ready to film. We already had some breaking news this morning with Rob Holding being linked to multiple clubs. And just when you think, that's going to be the news of the day, something breaks and you're on your way home. And here we are delivering it to you right now. And it's involving Nuno Tavares. And before I get into the news, funny enough, 13 days ago to this day, I was delivering similar news to this, that Nottingham Forest were interested in Nuno Tavares. But now we have a follow-up, we have a conclusion really to this saga around Nuno Tavares, and I'm going to give it to you right here. Fabrizio Romano has dropped the news on Twitter, the ever faithful, and it goes by him saying, Nuno Tavares to Nottingham Forest, here we go. Famous words have been said. Deal agreed with Arsenal on loan until June 2024. Understand loan fee will be higher, will be a bit higher than 1 million plus 12 million by option. Medical test being completed today. New left back for Forest. Murillo deal done since Friday. So that is the news for you all that we're just going to discuss quickly here on this video, that Nuno Tavares will now be a Nottingham Forest player who'll be going there on loan for the season with an option to buy of £12 million. Now, like I mentioned before, I've done this video around 13 days ago talking about, what sort of player Nottingham Forest I will be getting. I spoke about some of the moments that I remember as a fan from Nuno Tavares. Liverpool one was probably one of his lesser favourable moments where, he did the pass back that led to a goal and led Arsenal conceding. And then also the Nottingham Forest game where he got dragged after around 35 minutes. Those were kind of the things that stick in my mind. But he did go on loan to Marseille, had a good loan spell, scored a few goals to them. But yeah, those are the moments I remember more of Nuno Tavares. So seeing Nottingham Forest going through him, they will know the player. He's played against them. But for me, he seems like an athletic, I've mentioned this all before, athletic fullback, a player that can get up and down the left side. But we question, is he more of a winger than he is a fullback? Now, I believe in a system that Nottingham Forest play, I think he might be better and more used as a fullback, but more dynamic getting forward as well. I wouldn't say he's an inverted fullback. That's why I don't believe he fits Arsenal's system. I think this makes sense that they're trying to, get him more game time, get him to another club. So I think Nottingham Forest is a good fit for him. I actually see him doing quite all right there. And when this news was progressing throughout the day, I spoke about it within the office and said, look, I am actually happy for Nuno Tavares that it's a Premier League side, so he is going to be in the Premier. There's a lot, sometimes there's some deals that get done with Arsenal players that they go out on loan and you don't really want them in the Premier League because you just don't, not that you don't want them to succeed, because of course you do, but you don't want to see them do well when you know that's a player that could have done well for Arsenal. So for an example, say a Balogun, if I saw him go to the likes of Tottenham Hotspur, I wouldn't like that because there was a time where I would want to see Balogun in an Arsenal top, so I wouldn't want to see him in a Tottenham top. The same with Kieran Tierney at Newcastle. When those rumours were floating around, I never really wanted to see Kieran Tierney at Newcastle. But on this one, Nuno Tavares at Nottingham Forest, I think it's a good loan. I think it will do him very, very well. I think he will succeed there. And also the buy option, by the way, £12 million. I think if he does well there, I think that's a good fee for him. I think that's a justified fee for Nuno Tavares. I think it does him very well. I think it does the club, Arsenal Football Club, very well as well. I think it's a good piece of business for them both. So Nuno Tavares going out there on loan, I hope he does well. There is, again, a conversation now on the sense of what does this mean for us? Now, I spoke about this in the last video, but I think this is now heightened because I have more information. Kieran Tierney at Real Sociedad on loan. That I guess that affects my thought process when it comes to Nuno Tavares. Listen, I never thought I'd see Nuno Tavares figure this season for Arsenal. As we've mentioned before, there's been information that, there's players that have trained away from the main first team at Arsenal Football Club. The likes of Nuno Tavares was one of them. The likes of Balogun was one of them. Cedric Suarez, there's still Lokonga. Those players were kind of training away. Pepe, those sort of players are training away from the main first team. So Rob Holding. So I expect these players to go in the next coming days. So please stay tuned with AFTV because we'll be covering it all. But those players will probably get moved on, and it is coming towards the end of the transfer window. The transfer window closes on Friday, this Friday coming. So there's not long left for business to be done. So I expect those players to be moved on. Funny enough, when I was at the game against Fulham, I was sat on the same row with Rob Holding. I believe his deal is close to be being completed, whether it's a loan or a fee for Rob Holding. I mean, there's some clubs that he was linked with this morning. I expect him to be gone soon as well. Now, it does breed the question. It really does. Are we leaving ourselves short again? And I feel like it keeps being brought up. Are we leaving ourselves short? Because obviously Timber's now injured, and it feels like when the window first opened, we had a lot of meat when it comes to defensive attributes, defensive players that we could rely on. But now that Timber's injured, we're getting Kieran Tierney's on his loan. He's out the door. It looks like Rob Holding's leaving. Tavares is now off. Are we leaving ourselves thin in a sense that, do you think Arsenal are going to go back in the window and target another defender? That is my question to you guys. That is the question I'll probably be speaking about amongst the presenters at the office, because yes, we've strengthened, but we've also weakened now that we have injuries to those positions in defence. So are we going to look to strengthen? Is it something we're going to really go out and try and address? Because everyone's talking about a striker, but I feel like Mikel Arteta wants to sort out this defensive, mistakes. And I'm referring to the Fulham game. I'm referring to the lack of goals. The goals we keep conceding at home. Is he going to look to strengthen in that area? That is the main question from me. And to you guys, do you think Arsenal will look to strengthen in a defence now that these players are moving on? I think this is great for Arsenal Football Club as well. It should breed a reaction for Arsenal to do late business in the window. I know it's a loan, so we're not getting a big sum of money like we got for Balogun going over to Monaco, but we've got a loan fee for Kieran Tierney. Still don't know the exact loan fee price. We're getting a loan fee for Nuno Tavares. I know it's just over £1 million. It's not crazy money, but it all adds up. He's coming off the wage bill as well. Whether Nottingham Forest will cover the wages hasn't actually been said. But I'm assuming that there'll be some, with the loan fee, I'll take away some of the, what we're losing in his wages. So what happens next? Do Arsenal go in and now make a bid or try and bring another player in? I think they're now kind of in the position to start to do that. Where I'm thinking as a fan, I'm clearly seeing, the links to Rob Holding potentially leaving. Nuno Tavares is now off. Kieran Tierney's now gone. Balogun's now gone. It seems like the money will start rolling in for us to make maybe a deadline transfer. Hopefully one that excites the fan base. I would like to see that. I think we still need to strengthen in this window whilst we can. I believe the funds will be there. So let's hope Arsenal go on and do that. But that is it. That is the news. I'm going to read it out to you one more time. Nuno Tavares to Nottingham Forest. Here we go. Deal agreed with Arsenal on loan until June 2024. Understand the loan fee will be a bit higher than 1 million plus a £12 million buy option for Nuno Tavares. Medical tests being completed today. New left back for Forest. And that is it. Let me know if you're happy with that news. I'm happy with it, but also I want to say make sure you guys stay locked in to AFTV throughout this week. I mentioned it in the live with the fans and I did today, but plenty of content coming your way in build up to Man United come Sunday, previews, all of that, super fan debates. There's just so much coming your way, as well as the Champions League draw, where we'll be going. Another more exciting news, which I'll be looking forward to seeing. Who are we going to be playing? A lot of people keep saying Bayern Munich, but who are we going to be playing in the Champions League? And then lastly, deadline day is upon us, people. Friday, we'll be covering it all from the morning all the way through to 11 p.m. So stay locked on AFTV. I'll see you again soon with some more breaking news, I'm sure. Take care, people. Peace.